Hey everyone, and welcome to our weekly Q&A presented by Just Love. I'm your host, Paula Jane, and I'm talking to Judy Carroll. Judy is an internationally known author. Her books include The Zeta Message and Human by Day, Zeta by Night, and her most recent book, Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth. Welcome, Judy.
Hi, Paula. Hi, everyone.
So, Judy, in our last episode, episode 9, you spoke about the Reptarian controllers, or what people are referring to as the Illuminati and the Cabal. You made a couple of statements that I'd like to investigate further. So the first one is, the controllers feed off human fear. So the more that they can stir up, the stronger they become. You were also talking about how some people have this them and us mindset in order to bolster up their own ego, and so the controllers exploit this need. So my question is, are the controllers also human? And if so, do they, like every other human, have the opportunity to learn, grow and evolve over each lifetime?
Yes, the controllers are human, and those that aren't can certainly take on human form.
What do you mean by those that aren't can take on human form?
Okay, some of the controllers are still in a reptoid human form, but they have the ability to shapeshift so that they can appear as Earth humans. The Reptarians do have the opportunity to learn, grow and evolve over each lifetime, and many of them have done. As for the negative ones who are still here feeding off human fear, we're all energy beings, so everyone has the potential to do this. It's not a Reptarian specialty.
So what you're saying is that the controllers can still move into the light because they are energy beings, even though they're a negative force here on Earth. Do they have a divine spark within them just like everyone else?
Yes, every sentient being has the divine spark within, but some lose touch with this higher aspect of themselves when experiencing a life, particularly on a planet like Earth that's so very polarised. Those Reptarians who are still choosing fear over love are as stuck here as those they control. It's a fear that causes their need to control, and it's not just the Reptarian controllers who act this way. I'm sure all our listeners would have come across energy vampires in their dealings with others. Those type of people who make you feel exhausted after being with them and who often try to control and bully you or make you feel guilty.
So are you saying that these types of people are also Reptarian controllers?
No. In most cases, they're ones who've been victims of control and bullying, often in their childhood, which in turn drives them to display bullying and controlling behaviour towards others.
So because the general consensus is that the controllers are a group of people who are controlling the world, we tend to relate the controllers to companies and to the people who work for these companies or the people who own them. These people seem to have little regard for Earth and humanity, but what you're saying is that we may come across people who are controllers in our everyday life.
Oh yes, they're out there in everyday life, but most are connected to the authorities on the planet, government, big business and religion, areas in which they can wield the most power and control. The other thing is there are many people on Earth who are addicted to drama and fear and go surfing the net specifically looking for it, linking into all the myriad conspiracy theories and evil alien abduction stories. These types of people are very easily manipulated by the negative forces here on Earth.
Okay, so these people who are addicted to drama and fear are the ones who are easily manipulated by the controllers.
Yes, for sure. The controllers are firmly behind the whole evil aliens invading Earth concept and use the net to promote it. Some of them have even set themselves up as researchers in this field, which gives them endless opportunities to put forward negative and fearful material, all in the name of legitimate research. The same applies with the myriad conspiracy theories during the rounds. Many of these are put out specifically to cause maximum anger, fear and confusion. The controllers then feed off this fear that's been stirred up. Energy vampires can operate unconsciously on a one-to-one basis, or else they can very deliberately feed off millions of people worldwide through the net. Here again, the free will choice of love or fear comes into play. You can choose whether to go looking for and tuning into this stuff or not.
Okay, well, you also spoke about the astral plane and how it was created out of the collective consciousness of Earth plane humanity. You went on to say that the astral plane thought forms can appear very real to people caught up in fear and superstitious beliefs. I was wondering if, as a follow-up to what you've already said, if you could speak more about the astral plane. So what is it, where is it, and what is its purpose?
Okay, the astral plane is a band of non-physical dimensional frequencies located above and also below our third dimensional reality. This is why we talk about the higher astral and the lower astral.
So is there a difference between the higher and lower astral planes?
Yes, it's all to do with different frequencies of energy, higher and lower energy frequencies. Everything in the universe is composed of energy vibrating at different frequencies. The astral plane was originally created as a holding ground for Earth-human consciousness between physical lives. It's since taken on a life of its own and is now composed of the collective consciousness of Earth plane humanity. It's inhabited by thought forms, both positive and negative, that have been created through all the many belief systems of Earth.
Okay.
Because of all of these conflicting beliefs and concepts that humanity has been subjected to over many millennia, the astral plane is actually quite chaotic, hence all the confusion about what is truth and what is not. With energy, like attracts like, so the more fear that's built up in a person's mind, the more fear-oriented thought forms that will be drawn into their energy field. This can be mistaken for negative ET contact. Overinflated ego is another expression of fear. If an Earth person operates through an inflated ego, then that's the sort of astral thought form that will be attracted into their energy field. Now, this is why psychics and spirit channelers need to be extremely careful of their motives. If there's any fear, ego, greed or manipulative tendencies present, then that's the sort of spirit entity that they'll draw to themselves.
Okay, well again it appears as though it comes back to how you feel, doesn't it? So it's not easy though, because sometimes you really do feel that a psychic is genuine, then it turns out that they're just putting on a show to get your money. In some cases, they're even fooling themselves into believing that they're genuine and doing people a service, whereas in reality, they're actually tapping into something not so good. And the problem is, usually when people seek these types of people out, it's when they're experiencing a downtime in their life, so they're already being challenged and maybe not thinking as clearly as they could be. So knowing this and having this information will hopefully help people to be more discerning.
Oh yes, definitely. This is not to say that there aren't good, genuine psychics and channelers out there. But the thing is, everybody is psychic. It doesn't make you special or different. We all have these natural abilities. This is why our grey teacher Aurus always encouraged us to look within our own selves for our answers rather than running to some psychic or channeler. But getting back to the astral plane, what we experience after death is based on the beliefs we've taken on board during our life. Once we exit the limits of the physical body, we become more efficient at creating our own reality. For example, when a person who has no belief at all in an afterlife dies, they'll find themselves surrounded by blackness. But then it occurs to them that they're still consciously aware. Panic then usually sets in, causing them to put out a call for help, which then opens the closed door of their mind to allow helpers to step in and guide them. Otherwise, they simply blank out and then get recycled back into another life. If a person has set religious beliefs, they'll create a heaven for themselves accordingly, with angels and a judgmental God figure, or else a hell full of pitchfork-wielding devils, or whatever their belief system adheres to. But eventually everybody wakes up, usually after many lives, which enables us to move back to our pure soul essence, which is beyond religion and racial or even planetary identity. The identity one experiences at this point is total oneness with all.
Well, that's very interesting, but I'm not exactly sure whether I like that or not. I guess the message here, loud and clear, is to be careful of what you take on board as your beliefs. Also, what about our loved ones? If someone is aware that they're dying and are filled with fear, what does that mean? Like you said, they'll black out, they'll just blank out and get recycled into another life. Is this divinely guided? Is this all happening for the growth of a person's soul?
Okay, the bottom line is love and spiritual growth on all levels. That's really important to remember and understand. True religion is all to do with practicing unconditional love, nothing else. It's not about dogma, fear and judgment. True religion is about treating others with love and respect, regardless of their culture or belief system. Okay, to address the issue of fear surrounding death, we retain our individuality after death, and in fact we can potentially become even more strongly self-aware. So even if we do find ourselves in a black void, help is there if requested. Our after-death out-of-body experience is our true reality, where we have the ability to be our true self in its purest form. In reality, physical existence is the illusion. Some do continue to live that illusion after death, but the thing is, we are multidimensional beings, so if any part of us does get stuck in that way, help is always available. The other thing is, the universal law of like attracts like applies even more strongly on the other side. In our between life state, we can only connect with those with whom we have a strong affinity. So we do meet up with beloved family members and friends, even if part of them has reincarnated back into physical life. The highest aspect of our being always remains at the highest soul level. This is so hard to explain in 3D words.
Yeah.
Nobody ever remains stuck anywhere permanently. If we still have spiritual lessons to learn, we will reincarnate back into physical life. Otherwise, we'll go up to a higher level. Everything is divinely guided. Ultimately, there are no accidents. So help and guidance are always provided if requested.
Okay, so would the purpose of the astral plane ultimately be for the growth of a person's soul?
Yes, the astral plane is where we really get the chance to practice creating our own reality, even more so than in physical life. Our spirit body is the astral plane aspect of our multidimensional soul, and is the part of us that survives death and reincarnation life to life, gathering a great variety of experiences along the way, along our path back to oneness.
Wow, that's very, very good and very comforting too, I feel. So thanks again, Judy. Your books are available through Amazon and Kindle, or you can go directly through Judy's website, which is included in the link below. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel. And we look forward to our next meeting, next Q&A session. Bye for now. Bye.